So Kendrick, what's your favorite memory while playing football at Mississippi State University?
I'd probably have to say my biggest memory here would either I would say going to the Swamp and Beat in Florida in the 2010 season, or honestly just putting on the jersey for the first time was a pretty big memory.
Okay. What would you consider your personal greatest moment?
God, that first start as a true freshman, most definitely. And the first true start being in my home state, which is Alabama. So it was late in the season, so there was a little bit of a maturity level that had to be met.
Okay. What was the difference between the overall feel of the program under Kroom and Mullen?
Honestly, the difference it's really not a big difference simply because at the end of the day, we're all family. But if you just had to choose one, I would say just the mentality. The mentality of the different coaches was different. Therefore, it feeds into the players. Coach Kroom, yes, he had the attack mentality, but that program was built around I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be mentally tougher, regardless of what. And under Coach Mullen, I'm going to be tough mentally, but I'm also going to be in an attack mode the entire time.
Okay. How much of a change in attitude happened once Mullen came on campus?
Oh, completely different. My freshman year was the year that we won very few games, to say the least. But when Coach Mullen came in, he let it be known that the attitude of the program would change completely, simply because he wanted to win. He's from a program that knows how to win. And so at that point, our attitudes as players, it became of, I know I'm good, and I'm going to show you that I'm good, and I'm going to demand that you respect me because I'm good.
In 2008, when we lost 2 home games by 1 point each, what effect did this have on our team's mental state?
Mentally, we reached the point of just, since we can't be bowl eligible, I guess we'll just look forward to beating the school up north, which is sad because we had many opportunities. We could have beat Auburn here. We lost to them 3-2. And the actual highlight of that season was when we beat Vanderbilt, and they were a top-ranked team in the nation. So I think mentally we were defeated as soon as that happened, because you go from being 2 games away to realizing that there's no chance that you're going to be bowl eligible.
Winning those 2 games would have allowed us a 6-6 season. Do you think that might have saved Kroom for another season?
That's a question that a lot of people ask. Most definitely, simply because he's made a back-to-back appearance in a bowl game, which hasn't been done here in a long time at that point. So therefore, I think that the university would have actually allowed him another year. Therefore, he would, who's to say he could still be here to this day if we would have went 6-6 that year and would have had a bowl appearance.
Okay, change the subject a little bit. What about the support you felt in Nick's death from fans, coaches, players, and other people around you?
Yeah, it meant the world, simply because me and Nick, as a lot of people know, we started out as roommates our freshman year. And considering that both of us are pretty big individuals, it was kind of congested, and both of us had a dominant mentality. So therefore, that was when the roommate change happened, and he ended up becoming roommates with Charles Mitchell, which was his roommate until he passed. And the support from the fans was it was unremarkable, because everywhere I went, people was like, "Oh, you're that kid from Alabama that wore Nick's jersey," or "You're that kid that was Nick's roommate," or "You're that kid that spoke at Nick's memorial." And everybody was just very confident, and that's what I tell people even to this day. I have never felt so much love from people I don't even know until that incident happened with Nick.
Okay. What's your favorite memory of Nick Bell?
Oh man, it's hard to pick just one. So I'll give a couple. The very first memory I have of Nick is we first walk into the dorm room, and Coach Felker says, "Hey, your roommate is Nick Bell." And so I'm expecting somebody not as big, because I thought I was kind of big when I first got here. And then I walk in, and Nick's 6'4", 250 pounds. Looked like he's been in college for 2 years. So that was really funny. And we used to wrestle in the hall all the time. It didn't matter who it was, where we was. It was, me, Nick, Sean Ferguson, Charles Mitchell. All of us used to wrestle each other. And that that routine kind of carried on until that last year Nick was with us, because that Jay Hughes and all those guys that came in that year, we used to go in the halls and just wrestle with them too. That was just something that we did, and that's what we were known for, because we were that last croon class, and we thought we had something to prove, as in, we're still tough, and just because y'all are coming in, y'all still got to know that regardless, we are the tougher ones.
Okay. What could be done around Starkville to have more appeal to prospects?
To be honest, to appeal to a prospect, the student athletes here do a great job of recruiting. They have them, they host them, and they do a lot of things to help the recruits just feel at home. Honestly, the only thing I could say is just, not necessarily just love on them crazily, but, let them feel that they are wanted here, because that's what every kid wants. He wants a kid to feel like he's at home when he goes on a visit. He doesn't want to feel like he's going to be miserable for the next 4 or 5 years, because as a recruit, when you're deciding a school, that is your home once you leave, because that's going to be your residence for the next 4 to 5 years. And so therefore, the town has to make a student athlete feel at home and feel welcome in that city.
Okay. One more question. Do you like $1 hot dogs?
Man, considering that I'm almost 300 pounds, I love $1 hot dogs with a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mustard, some relish, some sweet relish though. You can't have none of that other type. Yeah, every once in a while I might throw a little cheese on it. Then, but make sure you get a Coke with that.
All right. Thanks, Kendrick.
No problem. Go Dogs.